Twilight. I came as quickly as I could. Is everything all right?
Yes, everything is fine for the most part. Well, we were hoping you could help us with something, though.
Help you? With what?
One explanation later. And as you can see, we've been looking for a way to fix this, but I can't find anything. So we called you to see if you could help.
So let me get this straight. You called me here so I could fix your problem.
Actually, no, that's not why we called you here.
Wait, what?
Twilight told me that you're an expert on these kind of things, so we called you here so you could teach us how to fix this kind of problem. If you do that, we won't have to bother you ever again about it.
You don't want me to just fix it?
Exactly. I know how hard it is for you to always be asked to fix things, so we want to learn how to fix it ourselves instead of relying on you.
All right, sure. I'll teach you how to fix it.
Aww.
All right, the first thing we need to do to figure out what kind of problem it is. These readings are... We lose you, Doc?
Sorry, I had to deal with something. What is it, Doctor?
I think your problem is about to happen again.
Wait, really?
Look in front of us.
Huh.
Did you see that? That flower pot is now a vase.
Whoa! I would have totally missed that if you hadn't pointed it out.
It seems a large energy source is causing miniature holes throughout the dimensional timeline.
Holes?
Imagine if your dimension was a sheet of paper, then someone took a hole punch and started making holes randomly in it. Two things trouble me, though. The first being that the holes aren't the same size. They vary from small to large. Like if instead of just a hole punch, they varied the holes between the size of a needle to the size of a cookie cutter. The other is that the dimensions surrounding this one are trying to fill in the holes to make it stable, so it's creating conflicting results all along the timeline.
I think I understood the gist of that, but how do we fix it?
It's impossible for you to fix it. I have to be the one to fix it. I hoped it wouldn't come to this.
Oh, what do you mean impossible? We didn't call you here to impose on you.
This is something beyond your grasp. There's no way you could muster up the amount of magic it'd take to fix this, or even know how to control that much magic.
So, what happens now?
The TARDIS is already fixing what it can. However, it can only fix the problems that are relatively nearby in space and time. It's a solution for the problem at hand, but not any that will appear in the future. To do that, I'll have to find the source.
But everything is going to be okay?
Yes. When you get back home, everything should be back to normal. But there's still the chance that the holes will keep popping up.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I didn't mean for you to be fixing our problems.
It's okay, Twilight. I know you wanted to do this on your own.
Aww. Dr. Hug.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to fix.
I won't say anything this time, Doctor. I won't say anything because after what you did, helping Twilight, helping all of them, I cannot say anything but thank you.
Be safe, Sandy. And Twilight.
You too, Doctor.
How was it, seeing Twilight again?
And if you need me, don't be afraid to visit, okay?
Of course.
How exactly are you gonna pull this off, Doctor? It seems like a pretty impossible task.
Alright, it should be easy to track the source of the problem. An energy source that big shouldn't be too hard to spot.
Doctor, where did your caller go? So, how long will it take to fix the problem?
Aha!
So, Doctor, you really think you can fix all this? And how do you even plan in the first place?
Let's see what's causing this.
What's the source of the problem? And what are you going to do when you get there? Have you seen anything like this before?
No. That's... How is that possible?
So, tracking down the source, it is then. What exactly do you think might have caused something like this? Is it natural or somebody behind it? I recall you saying once before that the magic sustaining the polymultiverse and making bleeding possible is wearing thin. Is that what this is? Are we close to the breaking point?
That thing... It was wrapped in pure time energy. It made itself a fixed point in time. It has to happen. And yet...
So how difficult it will be to find and deal the source? I doubt something that could punch holes through dimensions will be particularly pleasant for either of Anada to get anywhere near.
Oh, my head. Just looking at it gave me a migraine.
I bet. Does it have to be magic to solve this? Would the supernova energy you use to get rid of your wings work?
Honestly, I really don't know. I don't think I can do anything this time.
So, Doc, curiosity speaking, what causes stuff like dimensional holes? It sounds like something or someone would need to use a lot of force, but that's sort of impossible, isn't it?
If I had a nickel for every time I encountered something impossible, I'd be a millionaire. The ponyverse is full of dimensional holes, but I've never seen anything deliberately creating them and filling them with such severity.
So, would those holes cause any disturbance in time? Could it mess up the timeline or even all of history?
It could, and it has. I fixed what I could, but only up to a point. When that happens, well...
What will you do if the holes come back?
The TARDIS has fixed what she could, but the closer it gets to the source, the harder it is to patch things up. For now, everything should be minor, like an apple tree changing to a pear tree.
Minor. Doctor, do you have a plan to stop the holes for good, or is that an impossibility?
I can't stop them, only delay them. Little holes scattered here were easy to fix, but the source, time is completely shredded and tangled into something I can't touch.
Look, Doctor, you're helping. I never think I'd see the day.
Helping, right, if you want to call it that.
So, how does it feel to be back helping people?
Useless. Really, really useless. And futile, as usual.
Do you feel better about yourself now they have done something to help some other being? Or are you going to shrug this off like it's nothing, resume being miserable and isolated from the universe?
What I did was nothing more than a cheap, timey version of duct tape over a crack. Beyond that, there's not a damn thing I can do.
If more people did what Twilight and Sandy are attempting, trying to solve their own problems before consulting you, would you be less bitter?
This is something they'll have to deal with on their own in that dimension. I'd like to say that makes me feel better, but all it does is worry and frustrate me. I'll just have to make sure this won't affect Twilight. She's not local to that universe, so she can avoid the problem by staying in ours when it occurs.
Say, Doc, have you considered teaching another pony how to do what you did before fixing time and such? People would eventually stop bothering you and go to him/her instead. They'll deal with all the problems you no longer want to.
It's tempting, but at the same time, that kind of power is dangerous. And you'd never know who might use it in the wrong way, and then I would be at fault for it.
Cheer up, Doc. You have a time machine that can go anywhere and anytime. There has to be something somewhere. You just have to find it. Adventure.
If I go anywhere, it would be the most desolate reaches of space I can find.
Sounds to me like you need a bit of personal retreat, dear boy. Have you ever considered traveling back to Equestria's past before the time of ponies to simply relax in solitude in nature's unspoiled grandeur?
Well, I've been curious about it, but even without ponies, there's still a lot of that could happen.
So, Doctor, anything else you want to go check in on Twilight's world? I mean, who knows what else got through the rift? Hell, maybe there are some Daleks.
Well, there were already gaps and holes showing up in our universe. I just never thought to look too deeply into them. Maybe I should.
It can't hurt to take a tiny peek and see what's going on in the world, can it?
Well, maybe. A little peek won't do any harm.
So, Doc, now that you're cleaned up, why don't you pay Twilight a visit? Don't talk about your problems or get her involved in anything. You need to just stop acting like a hikikomori and just have a nice day with her. Casual call, maybe a little betting wouldn't hurt. She's your muse. Don't let your muse go.
That's really tempting, honestly, it is, but...
Doctor, I know you said that you didn't want to ruin the moment for Twilight, but I still think she would be happy to see you. I bet Lightning Blizz would be happy too.
Just always feel guilty when someone like me makes her so happy.
I understand. And notice that you have not seen Twilight in a long time, and I think you miss her. I think she wants to see you. So why not go to see her, Doctor? She probably wants to see you, and I bet you any money she misses you a lot.
I do miss her, but I don't want to mess up. Fine, I'll just check really quick and make sure everything's alright. Just a small Ponyville visit. Nothing special.
The Puniverse.
And I landed in the wrong universe. Again.
It's Pun Buddy! Yay!
It's a pun.
Alert, alert, Claude, Tempest, Fugit, 5 minutes to impact, Lambda, security, authorization, Delta 1, Sigma 5.
Lambda. That sounded official. What do you think it was, Pun? Pun? Dun.
Oh, those are some cool shirt designs.
What'd you say?
I was looking at the cool shirt designs.
3:45. 3:30. 3:15. 2:45. Temporal asset number 48. Activity log. 2 minutes 30. got to find a way to blacklist this universe. What the bloody hell? Let go of me, you crazy nag! Hey! What is the meaning of this?
Start the engine now.
Look, I'm not some taxi service. Now get out of...
Now, Doctor, take us anywhere. Anywhere.
What do you mean, any win? How dare you barge into my ship?
It doesn't matter now. Just start the engines and move the ship now.
I'll do no such thing.
Do it or I'll tell your Twilight about Derpy.
Yeah, I forgot how much of a badass she was.
It's kind of nice to see characters intersecting. Fine, I took us 1 minute in the future. Can I go now?
Fine, but peek outside first.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
What the hell happened here? We only moved a minute.
Temporal shockwave. There should be a temporal beacon at these coordinates. Go there and then.
So that's it then. I've got to save the world. Again.
No, you're the one with the time ship. The Night Guard will save the world. You're just along for the ride.
Fine, hurry up and save your stupid world then. Wait a minute. That means I'd be the... I am not the companion. You're the companion. I do the world saving. You're the one along for the ride. Got it.
Whatever you say, Doctor.
The nerve of that aggravating mare. That's why the world is doomed if you insist on including me in whatever this is. Asset secured. Did any of the other three make it?
No,
No, you're... Oh. Sorry.
you're the only one. They've identified the source of the tear to be 1,000 plus years ago, after lunchtime.
I think we should have switched those because I think that gray one is actually fun.
Specifically, 1 week after Luna's banishment, at a meeting of the Lunar Liberators, by our history, they were a group of unicorns that wanted to free Luna by force, but they were arrested before they could enact any plans.
Hello, haven't seen you guys in a while.
What was the change?
The Council received information on exactly how to break the seal. The result was a civil war.
A civil war coupled with depleted elements of harmony was enough for your discord to fracture its prison. Oh. Different biology than my changelings. More like bees. So I suppose as drones, you're girls, not guys.
Is more than 1,000 years ago, so you have free reign to do whatever is needed. Ensure the Lunar Liberators don't succeed
Liberators.
at all. Liberators don't succeed at all cost.
Don't forget to have fun.
Come along, Doctor.
Since when do you think you can order me around?
Since when do you trust me alone with the TARDIS?
Gas point.
Shouldn't have left the TARDIS doors open. Damn it.
Um,
End page.